Tyres on your four-wheel drive tell a story of not just how well your tyres are performing, but also possibly how you're driving. You need a PC or LT type tyre. For real four-wheel drivers, this is where all the hard work is done. The biggest killer of tyres and the thing that you've got to understand is temperature. There are many reasons why you go to a tyre professional to get your tyres fitted the right way. One of the key factors to this is an oily substance that coats the tyres. You don't need to know the full technical specifications, but ask the questions. So what's the right tyre for your vehicle? Taller and fatter or taller and skinnier? Typically on a lighter, smaller vehicle like a Suzuki, a tall, narrow tyre like this will be your best bet. But on bigger, heavier vehicles, a wider platform at low pressure is going to give you the traction and support you need whilst minimising the impact on the terrain because you're spreading the load over a much wider surface. So understanding your vehicle, understanding the type of driving that you do, and understanding where you want to go will help to dictate whether you need a narrow, tall tyre or a tall, wider tyre. Letting your tyres down is one of the most critical points of four-wheel driving for three very important reasons. First of all, it gives you more traction on the tracks. Secondly, it protects the tyre from damage. And thirdly, it helps protect the environment. As a guide, we say go down to about 25 PSI when you're on normal bush tracks, and then let the tyre down to maximise your comfort and traction without having the tyre too soft or too low. So understand your vehicle, understand your driving techniques, think about the terrain, and get out and observe your tyres and see how they're looking at different pressures. Getting new tyres for your 4B is super exciting. But one little bit of advice, don't judge the behaviour and performance of your tyres in the first 500 kilometres. There are a few things going on where your tyres need to settle in before you truly get a grip on how well they're actually going to perform on and off-road. One of the key factors to this is an oily substance that coats the tyres to protect them during shipping. And it takes a little bit of time for this to get washed off whilst you're driving. And once the tyres have settled in correctly, you'll then be able to experience the full capacity of what the tyres can do and the adventures that they're going to take you on. Across all of these Toyo tyres, one thing you'll notice is that just below the shoulder, they've got these side lugs or side biters. When you air your tyres down correctly, you'll actually start to engage these side biters for additional protection and traction. And they're actually going to greatly reduce the risk of having a sidewall slashed or cut. Side biters. Understand what they are, how they benefit you, and make sure you get the full use out of them. Tyres on your four-wheel drive tell a story, and if you know how to understand that story, it will give you an indication of not just how well your tyres are performing, but also possibly how you're driving. If the tyres are wearing excessively through the centre, it means you've got them overinflated. Excessively on the shoulders, then you've got them underdeflated. If they're wearing unevenly, then it could be a steering issue, a balancing issue, or even a problem with your bushes and bearings. If you find they're chipping too much, then you're probably driving at too high a pressure on gravel roads. If the tread blocks are feathering, then you're probably driving way too fast on dirt roads. So keep an eye on the wear patterns of your tyre. Check your sidewalls for any damage. Make sure your beads are sealed and clean, and ensure that you're getting peak performance out of your tyres so they last as long as they possibly can. Now there are many reasons why you go to a tyre professional to get your tyres fitted the right way. But here's a little tip for you. When you're fitting brand new tyres, inflate them to at least 40 PSI and then let them down to your desired pressure. The reason you do that is to make sure that the bead is set correctly. You want a full seal and you want the bead all the way over to the edge of the rim, locked in nice and tight where it should be. Then let it back down to your desired pressure, which will be somewhere around 20 PSI, depending on your driving style, the tyre and the rim that you're running, and the terrain you're dealing with. Whether you're running a highway tyre, an all-terrain tyre, a rugged terrain tyre or a mud terrain tyre, the biggest killer of tyres and the thing that you've got to understand is temperature. So what do you need to know about tyre temperature? Well, it's going to damage the compound, it's going to delaminate the tyre, it's going to cause structural issues, it's going to make the tyre fail well before it's worn out. So you've got to ensure that once you've let your tyres down and done the right thing when you go off-road, you pump them back up when you get back onto the bitumen. Understand the impact the temperature has on your tyre. Look after your tyres and make sure you get the best lifespan out of them that you possibly can. You need a PC or LT type tyre. Passenger construction and light truck construction tyres can vary widely in their performance and characteristics across manufacturers, tyres and tyre types. So first of all, what's the difference between a passenger construction and a light truck construction tyre? Passenger construction is pretty easy, guys. It's for passenger cars. So if typically you want a more comfortable ride, maybe a passenger construction type tyre for your four-wheel drive is better for you. But if you're doing some off-roading, going to some serious areas, then a light truck construction is going to give you a much stronger but heavier type of tyre that's going to last a lot longer off-road. But even amongst those definitions, tyres can vary widely across different brands. You don't need to know the full technical specifications, but ask the questions. How many ply? What is the effective rating of the tyre? How long is the tyre supposed to last? What is the strength in that sidewall and tread face? And what sort of performance can I expect to get out of it? Understanding the different characteristics of the different four-wheel drive tyres and matching them to your specific needs will ensure that you get the right tyre the first time. It's going to do the job, keep you safe and help you get more enjoyment out of your off-road adventures. For real four-wheel drivers, this is where all the hard work is done. The all-terrain has a much more tightly packed tread face, so it's going to give you longer lasting tread and more life on the bitumen, yet still give you good performance and traction when you're doing a little bit of off-road work. If you feel you need a little bit more bite, a little bit more aggressiveness, a rugged terrain can be the perfect tyre for you. But if that's not enough, the mud tyre is the ultimate in off-road traction. It's stronger, it's got more protection, it's got deeper tread to ensure that you get the maximum traction and performance in the toughest terrain. So get an understanding for which tyre is going to suit your needs. Match up the right tyre and you'll have a much happier off-road performance. We are all on a budget, but tyres is one area where you should not skimp and definitely don't go cheap. Steering, handling, suspension, performance and traction all comes down to how your tyres are gripping the road. Cheap tyres will wear out faster. They're more susceptible to being punctured and damaged, and they may not even have the warranty or performance that you actually need when you're off-road. So guys, when it comes to tyres, make sure you get the best you can possibly get and make sure that you stay safe out there on your family adventures.